Welcome to part 2 of the Mika Power Tech News. This Tech News update is going to be more about Apple versus Cherry. The Cherry prototype computer I mentioned earlier has gone off the assembly line by now. Sure, there are parts of it that could be improved because it's just a prototype, but it's off the assembly line now. My friend built it. Can't go into details about who this friend is. It's privacy issues. And I paid him $120, $100 plus bonus of $20 to build it. Instead of like the $300 you'll get at a computer building store. I'd also like to give a shout. No, I'm not going to do that. That's a sponsor. I'm not going to give out a sponsor. You know how I am. Anyway, Apple Computer, they make lots of closed computers that are both closed hardware and software-wise. Their software is pretty good, but their hardware just bites. Let's see. MacBook Air, M2, M1. It's pretty horrible. I can show you my F- design quality MacBook Air from the Intel era, but while Apple Silicon is better, because this one doesn't have expandability either, it still doesn't have expandability, or upgradability, or repairability. And who knows, Apple might, with the older computers, they might go back to degrading the software on purpose for older machines in order to get people to buy new machines. And that's actually just as bad as Windows or Chrome. Sorry about the noise out there. And that's actually the same with all the other Apple computers that are going to be Apple Silicon. Even the Mac Pro is probably not going to have expandability. But what happened to the expandability we said we were going to have with the Apple Silicon Mac Pro? And then the Mac Studio having physical expandability, but software the software doesn't allow for expandability. That's what Apple took it away from, which cost them more money to manufacture their computers. It would if they had expandability. So why would they spend more money on making things unexpandable? It just costs them more money. Turns away customers. So yeah, the Mac Studio is like basically the F- design pro desktop. Besides, it needs a monitor. Why couldn't they have just had kept the 27-inch iMac on Apple Silicon in an additional product? And that comes to the other thing. 27-inch iMac. Why did they get rid of that? It was a perfect all-in-one just thing that would save people money. But you know Apple tax. Anyway, Cherry Computer's going to have a lot more models available, although their designs are going to be sort of like, they're going to sort of look like Apple's designs from 10 to 20 years ago, when they started using the present day like design for laptops and desktops. Like from G4 later on, and on desktops G5 later on. And then there's going to be custom CPUs. Not on the prototype, but on future models, there's going to be custom CPUs named after Greek and Roman gods. Same with the GPUs, Greek and Roman gods will have their names on these components, like the CPUs and GPUs. Depends on which one makes it. It's just going to be an amazing experience having having Unix software like Linux, Ubuntu, on a platform where it's customized to make it work like Cherry. And then on top of that, expandability, user upgradability, and repairability. I mean, Apple's employees are probably now complaining to Apple about the nightmares they have repairing their Apple computers and smartphones. I mean, it's only costing Apple more money now. And then they battle lawsuits. But Cherry Computer has everything the right way. And turns out I'm not going to be using Bulldozer. I'm going to be using Zen and the Zen series processors for the studio, the Morello studio. It's going to be Zen 3, whereas the rest of it's going to be Zen 4. And then there's going to be Ice Lake, Sapphire Rapids, Fishhawk Falls, and Raptor Lake for Intel. And then the Egyptian gods processors and GPUs based off of ARM. Except that this type of ARM is gonna come on, CPUs will come on cards. There'll be other expandable parts to it. Don't know if I'm gonna name it after Anubis or Osiris, because I don't know what the total meaning of those gods are, like on Yu-Gi-Oh! Another thing I'm really into. But there are others to choose from that are very neat for ARM. But I might not go with ARM. I might just go with Zen 4C or Crestmont or Gracemont for the now, then Crestmont for these devices, like the X devices, comparing it to the I devices. It's going to be an awesome lineup. And did I mention there's going to be up to 3 sockets on a laptop and 4 sockets on a mainstream desktop, 8 sockets on a workstation? Yeah. There will be a eventual Morello studio that can only have 1 socket, but looks like the same size and shape as a Mac studio. Then there's larger ones too. Future designs have rack mount and blade series cases, or blade type rack mount and blade type cases. It's going to be an awesome thing. Awesome product line. Like Morello Book Pro, Morello Book Air, Morello Book Studio, Morello Studio X Morello, Morello Mini, Morello Pro, X Phone, X Pad, X Pod, Cherry Watch, Cherry TV, and much more. And then gaming consoles too. They're going to be a thing there too. Don't know what it's going to be called. Stay tuned for later videos about this. And Apple, shame on you.